Say hello. Say hello. Say hello. Go ahead. Say hello. Hello. You can already see what we're gonna react to, so I don't know. Oh my God, I actually just.
Demystify your math homework with Bartleby Math Solver, our AI.
It's unfortunate how some things that used to be fun and magical could be ruined by one thing or another and become boring, embarrassing, or downright depressing. Like last Christmas, my entire extended family stayed at my parents' house for the holidays. Now, there's a certain age in between childhood and adulthood. Stuff like Christmas rituals come off as cringy than anything else. And out of all the people there, my cousin and I seemed to be the only ones in that boat. So when the whole family, my parents, aunts, uncles, grandparents, and nephews, and everyone else, started singing Christmas carols, cousin and I traded a silent look from across the room, which screamed, "Let's get the heck out of here." We knew just where to go. The gigantic public ice skating rink in the center of the town's prided park. Around that time of year, it was always open late, and it was always packed. Say what you will about how ice skating looks, it's one of those things that's truly fun for all ages, especially if you like watching noobs repeatedly eat facefuls of ice. My cousin and I skated around for about an hour or so before we decided to take a break. The monumental Christmas tree which loomed over the rink had a number of benches around its base, so that's where we elected to rest our ankles. But we'd barely had the time to loosen our laces before we were approached by a man dressed up as a cracked-out Grinch. "Good evening, boys. Having a fantastic Christmas. Get any gifts?" Yeah, only lame ones. It's just perfect. Santa Claus is just a big fraudulent butterball. Well, I'm not. Dude, I could tell you put that green on with Sharpie. Your hair's just right, though. Forget about that. When I say you'll get a present from, you can bet it. Oh yeah? What'd you steal from Whoville this year, Mr. Grinch? That's when the Grinch put on the most naked of smiles and revealed from a scrappy sack a brand new PlayStation, still in its box. My cousin and I both changed tunes the moment we saw that. "You want this?" "Yeah, of course you do. But if you want it, you gotta do me a favor. A trade. You gotta climb to the very top of that big ugly tree and fetch me the crowning ornament." My cousin and I traded an uneasy look, then looked up to the top of the tree, searching. "I don't see anything up there, man. I mean, there should be, but..." "Oh, it's there. Sure as a forgotten New Year's resolution. It's there." "Alright, man. I'll take you up on that. Make sure he doesn't leave, cuz." Before I could do anything to stop him, my cousin hopped the fence around the base of the tree and started his way up, climbing with a purpose. I kept one eye on him, and the other eye on the Grinch, to make sure he didn't run off. However, within a few seconds, I started to realize that he seemed more invested in my cousin's climb than either of us. His black, pearly eyes gleamed with anticipation and glory, fixated on my cousin as he inched closer and closer to the top. Soon enough,
Oh my god.
Olukai slippers are so
No,
you won't want to
so
take them
this-
off.
Shit.
And with that out,
Maybe demonetized.
some of the other people around us took notice of the man climbing the tree, stopping to point, gawk, and take pictures. Finally, when my cousin made it to the top and still saw nothing, he shouted down to us, "Where's the ornament? You are the ornament!" The Grinch shoved the PlayStation into my arms and came within an inch of my face as he said, "Merry Christmas, kid." Then, he ran towards the tree, hopped the fence, and threw his scrappy sack onto the ground at the base, pulled a lighter out of his pocket, and set it on the sack. I don't know what was in the bag, but as soon as a little flame licked the fabric sack, it shot up into an intense tower of fire.
Bro,
The Grinch
dumb.
yelped and jumped back,
Dumb.
fleeing from the scene and laughing with despicable glee as he ran. Merry Christmas, you filthy animals! By the time I looked back to my cousin, the fire had already consumed the base of the Christmas tree and was
Bro,
climbing
jump
with ferocious
off the
speed.
thing.
Everyone at the rink now took notice, shrieking and panicking as if their life was in danger. My cousin was way up there, frantically trying to climb back down to no avail. I could see the fear on his face and the terrible decision in his eyes as he looked down, right at me. And that's when he jumped. He collided with the widening inferno wrapped around the tree before hitting the pavement, tumbling through the crackling flames before disappearing into the hellish orange smoke at the bottom. I rushed over, dropping the PlayStation on the ground and jumping the fence. The hot metal burned my hands, and the smoke poured into my lungs, giving me scar tissue that I can still feel to this day. I fumbled around in the zero visibility haze until I found my cousin and pulled him free from the fire. Out in the open, I could see everything. How mangled and charred his body was. I thought he was dead. I just sat there in shock next to his motionless body until the ambulance came and took him away. I want to say that luckily he did survive, but if you've ever heard what recovering from full-body third-degree burns is like, you'll have no trouble believing me when I tell you that my cousin himself said he'd rather be dead than deal with the pain. He was in a coma for weeks, and when he woke up, he had no skin at all. He didn't leave the hospital until just recently, and I don't think he'll ever look or act the same way ever again. And as far as what we got out of this, when I took the PlayStation box home and opened it, there was no game console in it at all. Just a couple bricks and an oversized star ornament, and with it, a Christmas card scrawled with chicken scratch that read, "Here's that ornament you were looking for. Merry Christmas."
Boys got finesse. What you think of that story? What you think of it? What would you give the rating? The scare rating 1 to poop your pants. Okay, 1 to 10. What would you give it?
3. Dude, why is it a PS5? I thought it said it was the original story. Why is it a PS5?
Yeah. So what would you even? I would actually give it a 2 or a 3 because like, why would you listen to a random person? And if it's dressed up as the Grinch, you already know he's just gonna do something bad. All right, next story. True Grinch.
The day of Christmas
All three of
was a day of
these
sheer
three stories
horror
actually
turned
Grinch.
fairy tale in literally the span of a night. It's something that I'll never forget, but I feel like I'm internally at peace now. It all started when I was on my way to the mall to do some shopping with my family. Our household was a family of 4, which consisted of myself, my parents, and my older brother Jimmy. We had planned to buy some last-minute gifts and snacks for our family road trip, which was set to take place the following day. Visiting my relatives who lived on the other side of town became tradition during the holidays. As we pulled up onto the parking lot of the mall, my mom began to reverse her vehicle into an available parking spot, only to get rudely honked at by another car. I looked across my window and saw a man who was literally dressed as the Grinch, with a strange resemblance to Jim Carrey. I assumed he was dressed up for some cheap Christmas gig that the mall hired him for.
Dang.
My mom rolled down her window a piece of her mind till the Grinch said, "Holy knockers, oh, Merry Christmas and all that. Would you mind getting out of my parking spot? I was here first."
Wait, you
Your parking spot? You can kindly park somewhere else, bud.
What? Now park somewhere else before I park my fist in your face. I bet your wife wants me to park this Big Mac truck in her little garage.
Dang.
As the Grinch drove off in a rage, my family and I got out of the vehicle and began making our way towards the mall. I recall seeing hundreds of people scattered across stores, frantically shopping as if there was some sort of sale going on. That's when I noticed from the corner of my eye that my parents were buying my brother a toy from a nearby Christmas shop. I politely asked if I could get the same toy, but instead got the cold shoulder. They refused to buy me any gift due to my lackluster grades and performance at school. When we got home, I remember making myself vocal that I opted to not participate in the family road trip. My dad and I butted heads for the next hour or so and finally came to the conclusion that I was going to stay home this Christmas. As my family was ready to depart the following day, I heard my mom and dad saying stuff like,
He's not budging. The little shit is stubborn as hell.
Mark, we can't just let him alone. He has to come with us.
"We can't afford to spoil him anymore. The twerp keeps failing in every class."
Just buy him a stupid toy so he can come with us.
"Don't worry, it's just one Christmas. Maybe the twerp will get his act together."
Ugh, we're gonna go to hell this.
And there I was, home alone on Christmas Eve. I genuinely couldn't believe my parents had the balls to leave me at the house by myself, let alone on Christmas. Throughout the night, there wasn't much to do except snack on food while watching a few Christmas flicks. I wondered if I would receive any calls from parents asking if I was okay, or a simple "Merry Christmas, son, wish you were here with us." But unfortunately, there was none of that. Just the normal exclusion I was used to as I sat there watching the television. As I began to wither away in my deep sleep, I woke up to my fire alarm going off. I could see my tree being burnt in a hazy flame as my dog was barking in the kitchen. "What the hell is going on? Somebody help me! Mom! Dad!" I darted past the living room and into the kitchen where the landline was, only to see the same Grinch my family encountered earlier. He was shoving my dog in a cooking pot as I shouted, "What the hell are you doing? Leave my dog alone, you freak!" "You're awake now, scallywag, and for a triumphant dinner." "Who are you?" "You still daydreaming, you lousy dingbat? I'm of course Grinch." "Why are you doing this?" "Maybe if your lousy mother would have relinquished the parking spot, we wouldn't be having such a dark Christmas." The Grinch then creeped past me and into the living room, where he then climbed up a rope in the fireplace. I crept in the fireplace following the Grinch and yelled, "So is this what Christmas is all about? Burning alive, home alone?" "Home alone, you say?" "All I wanted was Christmas presents! Is that too much to ask for?" My whole world completely changed when the Grinch said, "You climbing up or what, kid?" I couldn't tell whether the Grinch was playing possum or not, but ended up climbing the rope anyway. And from that point on, the rest is history. It's been a couple years since my disappearance. My parents currently don't know where I am, and I doubt they even care. As a matter of fact, the whole world doesn't know where I am. But rest assured, I finally found the happiness I've been searching for, and some of us never find. That's a good boy, Joey. Christmas will always be a marvelous time. Now you can get all the presents in the world. You know that I love you very much, right? Yes, Daddy.
That's great. But he said this is actually a true story. Number 3.
Sledding has always...
Ella, what would you get that one a rating? What rating did you get that one? I'll give it a 4 or 5.
4.
What do you gotta be watching, miss? That's terminate.
It's been one of my favorite wintertime activities.
The Russian one?
It can be dangerous, but it's totally worth it.
I would just do.
There just isn't anything else in the world quite like it. For people on a budget, at least. I always wanted to take a girl tobogganing, too. So the first winter I had a girlfriend, I took her to the best place I knew of.
Y'all know.
It's got great hills for tobogganing, long and steep drops that take you to great speeds. It's such a popular place, in fact, that during the day it gets busy to the point of being hazardous. As in, you're liable to run into somebody
Give me
who isn't
some.
paying attention. That's why I convinced my girlfriend to go with me in the evening. It's not exactly the smartest decision in terms of temperature and general visibility, but it was her first time tobogganing, so I figured a novice like her should have the whole slope to herself. Especially since we couldn't go down together.
Damn.
I only had one toboggan, the same one I've had
Yo.
since childhood,
Ooh, I
and it
know
was
that
far
hurt.
too small for both of
Get
us to
off
fit
the
on
thing,
at
you
once.
idiot.
Not exactly as romantic as I'd planned, but you work with what you've got. Tracy wanted to go first. I was a
I know
little
you like
worried
that.
since I didn't get a chance to show her how it's done, but she took
Why
my
would-
advice quite
Why
well.
do you still keep
I gently
For
pushed her down the slope.
real. Is that boy naked?
Oh, he is.
Oh, I just noticed that he was naked.
Oh, he was naked. Oh, his thing is just swinging around, bro. His thing is just swinging around while he's killing them.
Slope, and she rolled the whole way with speed and grace, except for the very end. She
Why
was
then?
near the bottom and slowing down, and right as I was about to cheer, she tumbled right off the toboggan and landed flat on her back.
Tracy, you okay?
She didn't respond. I couldn't tell if she was hurt or just
Oh,
stunned, but I started
he has
making
a
my
good
way
vision.
down the hill as fast as I safely could anyway. As I was trotting through the snow, I saw a dark figure come out from the... He looked a bit...
Have you heard of Lolly?
Lolly.
The free money app that nobody knows about. Every time I get a cup of coffee, I'm getting free
Thanks
cash.
for the savings, my
Show one
boy.
way of building some crypto savings with very little
That's all I wanted.
investment. It's the first ever Bitcoin rewards.
Man, shut your
looked a
bitch.
bit like Santa, dragging
yo.
a sled behind him. I was only halfway down when I heard Tracy scream.
Fucking all right, yeah.
I picked up my pace and ran to her side, shouting.
Hey, who the hell are you?
I finally made it to Tracy, who clambered up to her feet and hid behind my shoulder. It was getting dark, barely any daylight left, and only the light of a crescent moon to work with.
It's a Christmas.
But as the man stepped closer, I was able to see enough.
I would easily
He was
break-
dressed as Santa Claus, but he was really the Grinch. And I mean it. His skin was puke green, his eyes piss yellow and bloodshot, and his whole body cursed with unkempt green hair.
You know who I am. Who are you, huh? A tourist? Or perhaps a burglar in the night? Have you been waiting for me to fall asleep so you could sneak into my cave and strangle me in my bed? Huh? Why should I trust you? You're not from around here.
We're just tobogganing, dude. Like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Oh, is that so? Well, I see two of you and only one teeny tiny little toboggan. So I ask of you, good sir, how am I, the Grinch, supposed to believe that flimsy alibi?
Well, we're kind of broke.
Ah, what a tearjerker. Young broke
Actually
love.
naked.
Oh well, I guess I have no choice
Oh, hey,
but
I
to be the
thought-
better man
Oh,
here.
hey.
Fine,
Pause.
I'll give you my toboggan, young man, for a price.
Really? You'd do that? I thought you would, steal ours.
Nonsense! That was the old me. I'll give you my toboggan, little lady, if you do just one thing for me. Carve me the most spectacular snow angel you can, right here on this slope.
My girlfriend flopped right down into the snow and started flapping her arms and legs, but
No, not there, you idiot! Get up! We're losing illumination out here. You gotta do it where it'll catch the moonlight. Follow me, come on.
He led us a few steps up the slope to what must have been the exact spot at which Tracy had tumbled. He pointed to the hard-packed snow and snapped his finger. Do it here. He shot me a concerned glance,
don't do that.
which I understood.
Jump out.
I mean, snow angels are a fresh powder kind of thing. You can't really make one in a spot like that where it's more ice
Like it
than
was just
snow.
quicksand.
But she must have really wanted that toboggan, because she got down on the ground and went for it anyway. For the first minute, nothing
On
happened.
YouTube.
She flapped around like a fish out of water. It wasn't until her body heat started to melt the ice that she was able to make any progress. Slowly but surely, she made the angel-shaped indentation in the hillside. I heard the Grinch giggling to himself, like he was playing some kind of joke on us. But I had no earthly idea what it could be. Until the snow Tracy was uncovering turned dark red. I couldn't believe it at first, but the splotch of crimson grew wider by the second.
Tracy, get up, you're hurting yourself.
I turned to give the Grinch a death stare, but only caught the last little glimpse of him as he ran off into the trees with wretched laughter, leaving the sled behind. As Tracy got up from the ground, she finally noticed the bloody angel, but was miraculously unscathed. If it wasn't her blood, then whose was it? We got down on our knees and started digging through the snow with our
did a whole
hands.
snow angel.
It was like digging through stone, but we had to see what was below. And sure enough, we did. With one last chunk of ice, I revealed the deathly face of a frozen little boy. We ran off, leaving both toboggans behind. Once in my car, we called the cops, who told us to wait so we could give our statements. Months later, the info went public. The boy had
You had to go on your
disappeared the
phone.
night before we were there. He didn't come home from tobogganing. The Grinch had strangled him and cut him open just so he'd bleed through the snow he was buried in. The toboggan he was offering us was identical to the deceased boys they displayed on the news. To this day, Tracy swears the patch of ice she tumbled over was the spot of his shallow grave. It's safe to say Tracy and I haven't gone tobogganing since.
Your parking spot. You can kindly park.
What you think of that last one? I'll give that one a good 7.
5.
5?
Oh, look, he's a perfect. Oh.
Give me those cheek. That one want to class some cheek. How we do against jump scares? All right.
Are you the legal guardian of Johnny Connor?
Well, no, duh.
Right, officer. What's he done now? Can I speak with you, please? Because you were here, took off on his bike this morning.
I bet. Let's see. Thanks for that. I
Tell
did.
me what this is about.
Just need to ask you.
It's close. I think it's a jump scare. I pretty close. I know you. Please tell me. Tell you what. No, I'm at school. I'm at home. Are you happy right now? No. Oh, well, let's you know. Why did people's hair look like that in like those back in those days? Hey,
That's
no,
trash.
that's trash. And a whole rat tail in the back. Yeah. It's just hot.
The white people used to be the gangbangers.
Look. Hey, yo, chill. Chill.
Yeah, I think I know the name.
I should say that's some flavor water. Let me get some. But you got some Kool-Aid? Yeah. Yes. What does that say? Hey, what is that?
What is that?
Yeah, facts. It's a red dot. What's happening to that girl? Is she gonna get a lethal injection or something? How's that scary? What happened? Your mama happened. I'm playing. She's slurping on this dick.
Oh, you might be scared.
This might be scary. This might be. You're close to get that day. Are you dumb? Don't turn around. Do not turn around. Are you dumb? Bro, don't turn around, bro. This time I'm give back just a little bit, bro. Oh my god, not the maid. Yeah, I played it too as a kid. Not that hard. We can just go for it. What's happening? What's the problem? Oh, what the? Oh, yeah, we definitely gonna watch this. I shouldn't say 10 jump scares for 52 seconds. That's actually a jump scare.
How many said 10 jump scares?
Yep.
Like and subscribe right now, or this spider is gonna crawl on your face while you're sleeping. 10 jump scare videos that will scare anyone. Jump scares. They definitely can be crazy. They can be ridiculously terrifying, they can be intense, they can be spooky, and so much more. The question is, do you enjoy them, or do you totally despise their ingenuity, popping up and catching you unaware, right when you least expect it? Welcome to Mind Read, everyone. we're extremely happy that you could join us today. And we're here with another awesome topic video just for your viewing pleasure. This very exciting countdown is on the cool topic of 10 jump scares that will scare anyone. Let's dive in right away. Ready or not, here they come. Number 10. At the 10th spot, we're going to introduce you to this crazy video. It's a cute little baby, and who doesn't like looking at a gorgeous infant as they gently move with those tiny, delicate, intricate facial expressions? This one looks kind of sleepy. Keep watching. Yikes! That was totally not expected. A ghost-like face coming straight at us. And now, we're all definitely rethinking that time when we considered having children. Or if we already do, we might be scared to tuck them in at night now. Especially after witnessing that crazy jump scare.
Huh?
Daily dose of internet.
Daily dose of internet?
Daily dose of internet.
We can do that next.
Put random videos. He put like random clips.
Yeah, people send those?
Yeah, people send those. Like crazy clips of things happening.
I might have to make a Twitter then. I'm gonna go on Twitter real quick.
Before we move on, I've got a challenge for you that will only take you something exotic. That totally jump scared me, and I had a cat make things move via animation drawing. It's only a stick figure, but it's definitely great practice before they branch out to something exotic like a coffee cup with steam, or perhaps a cat swishing its tail. Are you enjoying it so far? I bet that jump scared me. Did you see that? That totally jump scared me, and I had nearly forgotten what our scary topic was as I was thinking about animation. Let's do this again, but this time, let's move that hot coffee away from yourself as we watch this animation jump scare a second time.
How was that scary?
We might even enjoy it. See that?
Hey parents, over here! Let me show you
What
why
did
us
they do
kids
to her?
love playing Prodigy math game. Players
What
are
are they doing
heroic.
to her?
But
Were they doing something like lethal injection?
Bro, look at that boy. Look at that boy.
So they were doing lethal
Carlos.
injection?
Yo, he gonna kill a kid?
Oh my god. This is the one I literally got a bruise. So this is the one I showed you image. You already seen it. Bro, look at that horse. Bro. Now look at that horse.
What horse?
You see the horse right there moving? Nah, jit tripping.
I thought it was a real horse. That was naked woman.
You hear footsteps. Now it becomes so. No, I hear something. Bro, chill with the. I'm gonna punch you. Jokes.
It looked like the camera lag. It looked like the camera lag.
Grandma. That was so rude.
Somebody's grandma? You said somebody's grandma?
No, that was his grandma. Oh, chill.
What is going on? Explosion.
Tell me if y'all got scared. How scared this is. Perfect. I dare you. I dare you to be perfect. What was that hand? What is that? How is that scary? Nah, how did I fall for this?
Yo, the bullets go through that man.
Damn. Damn. Damn.
Boy, shoot.
Another one. Another one.
Shots,
Another one. Another one.
You took like 5 shots before you made it.
Another one. Another one.
Oh.
Oh, it's another Terminator. Oh. Another one. Another one.
Oh, that's
Man, drywall.
These bows jump.
Come here, bitch. Ring around the rosy.
Why you using the whole camera on your foot?
How is this video scary, bro?
I should run away.
Come on, boy, leave, you idiot.
Bro, he picked the crappiest motorcycle out of every single one of them there.
Do.
Oh, it's RoboCop.
Chee! This boy can run.
Put out your gun, Clinton.
Alright, but let's get watching these scary stories. Let's see how we do. Damn.
Bro, why y'all waste a car like that? For one movie?
We are a place where creative dreamers go to learn their craft.
Are you guys ready to see something scary? Then look at my face. Okay, but seriously, today we're gonna be checking out True Story Scary Animations Part 3. Gonna be looking at some really scary stuff. So everybody comment down below your greatest fear. Some people have a fear of
Willamette River.
Dang.
Actually had a decent hike into
all
the
y'all
deep
single.
We did some night fishing, listening to music, and basically drank to the point where everything was funny later in the night. I would guess we finally called it a night somewhere past 2 a.m. I shared a tent with one of my buds, while the other two shared another tent.
Brokeback Mountain.
We heard them laughing about something. At first we laughed at the sound of their laughing, but it soon got annoying and we yelled for them to shut up. One of them responded, "It isn't us." I sat up, startled at the response. I came to realize that it was the sound of only one person laughing, and it didn't sound like either one of my friends. Even in my drunk state, I realized how odd it was for somebody to be out this far in the woods so late at night.
Run!
The laughing gradually got closer and louder to our campout. My friend shot up and looked at me with a worried look on his face. I heard my other friends scream over to us that they were getting freaked out. He sounded like he was as drunk as if—
Too bad there's not a black man there to die first. One of y'all gotta die first. Anyway, that's horrible, that's horrible.
As if it was missing something to it. You had to be there to understand what I mean. The laughing was now just at the edge of our campsite.
Oh, that's scary.
But we couldn't hear any footsteps at all. Now that may not
Yeah,
seem
but
like
there
a
is no
big
black
deal.
man, so.
It was impossible to move through that without making noise.
Oh my gosh.
And finally, all of a sudden, the laughing stopped completely. We had no idea where whoever that was standing, as he hadn't made a single stepping sound.
Ugh.
We sat there in silence looking at each other. My friend was clearly freaking out, but he was keeping it together the best he could. Finally, something broke the silence.
Damn!
The sound of something rubbing against the cottony fabric of the tent.
That boy,
We saw
that
the
boy
outline of the
sus.
hands through the moonlight
He just
pressing
punched the
the
glass.
tent. We both screamed at the top of our lungs before getting out of the tent. We ran as fast as we could through the woods, our
Y'all
other
run
friends
funny.
following us.
My boy, you gotta get a
After about
headshot.
5 minutes of running, we somehow found our car. I actually puked from running so much before taking the wheel. I don't condone drinking and driving, but I still believe we were just in this situation. By far the most horrific experience of my life. No idea who or what the hell that was, or what they wanted.
Dang, man. If you stayed to wait to see what they wanted, I'm sure somebody would have popped out and been like, it's a prank, bro. It's a prank. It's a prank. God.
Bro, can you do that at the beginning?
Facts. Alright, guys, we're gonna end this right here.